Hi everyone, and welcome to my Patreon page. My name is Simon and I'm the designer of the Human Odyssey. Now, some of you may have noticed this year that my Facebook page has been a little bit quiet, and the reason for this is I'm currently overloaded with a full-time job, bringing up a baby and working on a side project, so sadly I've had to put the Human Odyssey on hold. However, earlier this year, some of you got back to me saying, why don't you set up a Patreon page and we'll help support you? Well, first off, I was like, wow, thanks so much for the generous offer, but what is Patreon? Well, it was explained to me that Patreon is a funding platform that allows you to support your favourite artists by subscribing to their work. So this means that artists like myself can continue to develop more of the work that you love, and in exchange you get special rewards such as discounts to their products or access to exclusive material that you can't find anywhere else. Well, I took your advice and here it is. Welcome to the Human Odyssey on Patreon, where I'll be releasing exclusive content on the world of myths, gods and monsters. Now don't worry, I'm still going to be releasing my articles on Facebook, but for those of you who wish to support my work, Patreon will offer you a far more immersive experience. Now, I plan to release 3 or 4 posts a month, and I've already got a few in the pipeline, including the Hindu cosmos, a timeline of the world's mythologies. Oh, and of course, I wish to update the evolutionary tree of religion to version 3, so keep your eyes peeled for that. With that said, I'd now like to introduce you to a new feature of my work. For most of you, my infographics have offered a visual guide into the world of mythology. However, behind the scenes, they've also served another role. For my personal use, the Human Odyssey acts as a library for a novel I'm currently writing about the oldest story ever told. It's a story so old, it predates all recorded history. In fact, you have to draw upon the very fringes of science and history just to unearth its long-buried secrets. Many scholars refer to this tale as the monomyth, and in order to reconstruct it, I've had to use a method of reverse engineering. This means reading all the great texts of world mythology, including the Irish cycles, the Norse sagas, the Aztec codices, the Greek myths, the Sumerian epics, and many, many more. When examining these legendary tales, a common narrative begins to reveal itself that connects these stories on a much deeper level. By weaving these common threads together, something new and at the same time incredibly ancient begins to materialize. In effect, what you're holding in your hands are fragments of the oldest story ever told. So what happens in this story? Well, it begins with a world born from chaos, whereby a creator separates the cosmos into heaven, earth and the underworld. This tale goes on to chronicle the creation of humans, an epic battle between gods and demons, a great flood, the slaying of a monstrous dragon, and an end of days which foretells our return to the void. Now, I've spent many years restoring this narrative, and finally I'm close to completing it. However, that's just the first step. I now wish to represent this epic saga as a series of novels. The first book is around 70% completed, but things are moving very slowly due to the demands of my work and parenting life. So this is where you come in. If you want to help me improve the quantity and the quality of my work, then please consider joining me on my Patreon page. Now, on the thread to the right, you'll see a multi-tiered system that allows you to make one of 4 pledges. Each pledge offers you a distinct set of rewards with varying degrees of involvement in my work. Feel free to check out my details later if you want to learn more. In short, the Champion tier gives you access to my Patreon feed, where you can read more in-depth posts that aren't available on Facebook. With the ARCANIST tier, you'll gain entry to my Facebook group, where you can learn more about the monomyth and explore the themes of comparative mythology. The Oracle tier allows you to explore my story world, which reconstructs the original characters and landscapes which inspired the minds of our ancestors. Finally, the Creator tier offers you access to the story itself, giving you a behind-the-scenes peek of my novel and an opportunity to help me name my characters and offer feedback on the plot and character arcs. For those of you who wish to support my work but don't have the funds to do so, please don't worry. Every time you share, like or comment on one of my posts, you help new people to find my work, so for this I can't thank you enough. But for those of you who wish to contribute towards my project, just know that this is no meagre venture. You are about to embark on a journey to the farthest reaches of human imagination. So come with me and I'll show you the secrets of a long forgotten age where the boundaries of myth and history converge. Broaden your minds, flex your creative muscles, and prepare to meet your makers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next post.